Hi there, soul travellers. As always, I start a video and I'm like, something happens and everything just goes a bit fuzzy, so I don't know why that is. I always get that sense, that feeling. It says, right, do a video, sit down and do a video. I never plan them, I never script them, you guys know that. But it doesn't always pan out that way, because sometimes it's there and then I sit down and then all of a sudden it's just gone, poof, gone. So I don't know how this will pan out, and I may not do this video, but then again, if you're watching this, listening to this, then obviously I have, so we'll keep it at that. And if you're thinking, why is she wearing shades? How pretentious. What, does she think she's the Blues Brothers? We're on a mission from God. Then, no, it's not that. It's just that I've spent the last week crying my fucking eyes out. And I look a bit like a demented frog. So, that's why. Vanity. You know, just the last wispy, brittle bits of my fake persona drifting off in the fucking tornado of grief that I've been experiencing, because fuck what, it's been just what can I say, what's the right word for it? I can think of a whole plethora of words and none of them will suffice, really. But I always reckon that if I'm going through it, if I'm in it, then some of you are going to be out there going through that as well. The darkness, unbelievable. But what's really been coming up for me, I guess this video is really just going to be a bit of checking in with you all, right? Just talking about how I'm feeling, in the hope that if you're out there feeling similar, and if you have been going through it, that you may find some solace in that. I find solace in the notion, the thought that I'm not alone. It's not that I'm sat here thinking, oh, thank God somebody else is suffering too, isn't it brilliant? You know, it's not like that exactly. I think you know that, right? But my ears. We live in a world where we're constantly invalidated. We are living, even whilst going through this transmutation, even whilst going through that, we are constantly being told that we are wrong, right? They don't get it. And it kind of brings me to the point of this video, I think. Oh, it's a blackbird there. Hey, Mr. Blackbird. I do like blackbirds. Beautiful creatures. And it's feeling, I think that's really, yeah, that's what I want to talk about, perhaps. Or maybe it's the Great Mother, you know, wants to talk through me about that feeling. Because one thing has become clear to me, guys. We can only feel our way into the new world, you know, or out of the matrix, however you want to put it. You can't do it with your mind. When you stop and stand back and watch your mind, wow, that's why often we feel so shit, because we still identify with that mind. We still think, oh, it's my mind, and so these are my thoughts, and it's really not. You see, because it's trauma-based mind control. It's a consciousness hack. It's hacked into us, like a possession almost. And so what what I've been feeling this last week, really, I think 6, 7, 8 days, but getting increasingly going into me deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, like wow, is the truth, it kind of began at the outer rim, the outer periphery of it, of feeling grief, and it became more overwhelming, and then there were all these memories of the past, one in particularly very painful, and abandonment, and I am surrounded by these beings that don't get it at all, and it's the whole salt in your wounds thing, and the kind of, because it's an energetic thing, it's almost like a weapon, and you begin to even doubt yourself. Maybe I am wrong, maybe I am delusional, maybe I am crazy, I am mad. It's also that I know people that get the fact that, okay, there's a disturbance in the force and you can't trust the government because they're bad, sort of thing, but they have no ability to go within. There are so many people who align themselves with the power of evil. They are the conspiracy-minded individuals, people that talk a lot about what evil's doing and focusing on the external, but absolutely have no inkling as to how to go within, how to take ownership of this, your experience, how to take it viscerally, get your hands in the bowels of it, and to acknowledge it all. And yet, despite dreadful suffering, despite this feeling as we have, the grief that all things must die, must wither, must get sick, must die. I'm not saying they must, but that's what they tell us. That is what the hijacked consciousness tells us, and that is what we have witnessed and seen and experienced. We have lost. We have lost. You feel it here, you feel it here, and it hurts. It's a physical pain, right? And the grief, and just into it, deeper and deeper and deeper, and this overwhelming sense of powerlessness as you are forced to stand by and watch those you love so very, very much die and pass away and be gone, right? Or those you love suffer in the throes of deep, dark depressions they cannot seem to get out of. They can't seem to make meaning of it, because as yet that is beyond their ability to do. Some do not have the same immune system as a soul traveler. See, for me, a soul traveler are the beings here that are no longer willing to do duality, or maybe extreme duality, which is what we experience here. This is extreme darkness. There is always a precarious, weird balance going on, because if like some people will say and proclaim, oh, evil is really powerful and evil will always win and blah, if that were true, there would be absolutely nothing. It would annihilate everything that is good and pure and true, and there is absolutely no doubt about that. So it isn't true. However, that there is an allowing, you see, in it, because I see all life life. Animals, trees. And I know trees are soul because I commune with trees. They speak to me. They're very amazing, beautiful beings. You know, animals are too. It's water also is very alive. I'm not talking about the water that comes out of your tap. I'd call that murdered water. There is no life force left in it, which is why I don't consume it at all. But living water, yes, conscious, aware, communication. You see, it speaks. When you take it into your body, you will notice it calms you, it soothes you, you know, when you're in the throes of a deep excavation. So, where was I? God, this is meandering all over the place. Sorry about that, guys. But yes, abandonment, loss, and standing by, and the feeling of total powerlessness in all of that. And this is like, where are my loved ones? Where are they? You know, and your childhood. It's like, I said this to a friend not long ago. It's as if you are a spirit, an omnipresent spirit, and you are flying over all these different memories, different places, experiences you've had throughout your life, especially when you were a small child. Because there's a mother element here. And most soul travelers here have had very nasty childhoods, and our mothers have often been cruel, cold, callous. We have not known love, people. We've not known love. I think that's why so many of us have such major issues receiving the comfort that comes with self-love. There is such a rabid self-judgment here, like, you're such an idiot, you got it wrong again, you know, the brutal self-annihilation that goes on a daily basis. Now I see that everywhere, ergo we have so many really, really fat people now. I mean, it's self-harm and obesity are but two of these things that are on the rise in a massive way. I've never seen so many obese people. It's appalling, you know, but it is all about this absence of love, comfort, safety, well-being, creativity. People are existing. We're all starving. It's starvation. It's brutal, you know. So when you and you can only do this through feeling. This is why I said in my last video that truth is not something you know with your mind, with your head, right? It's far too. But you feel the truth. You feel it, and you know, when you feel truth, and when you observe your emotions, and when you observe the whole cadence that's taking place within your being, psychological, emotional, physical, energetic, all of it, when you pay attention, you get it, and you will get it more and more and more as you do that sacred work. This is how you love yourself. It is to love yourself. You get, like yesterday, where I was just on the sofa, just shivering and crying, and I could barely walk. I was in a complete state. It was absolutely horrific. And at the same time, this thing comes and goes, don't do this, don't do this, do something, go buy something you don't need, eat something, watch something on Netflix, do something, quick, get away from this, get away from it, there's nothing you can do, get away, you don't want to do this. So I did it anyway, and I've been doing pretty much the same this morning. And then I went through my music on my iTunes and just did a bit of good music, you know, that, because music can really be extremely helpful But again, there will be a nuance or something coming in, again, resistance, saying this is, there is always something that wants you to stop healing. It wants you to not do that which your soul and your true self know is going to help you. Always the same. This world thrives on the distractions. Have you seen that? I mean, I see it everywhere, you know. They want you stuffing food. The ads for food everywhere now are just like, wow. They're every fucking where. And there's always a particular type of food that's really bad for you. Sugar and starch and garbage. It's either that or it's this ridiculous bloody false culture garbage. You know, who gives a flying fuck? You know, I still have no idea what exactly that court case of Mr. Dat was about. I haven't even looked into it. I don't care. I mention it only because, again, all over Facebook, people that should know better are posting it on their pages. You know, I post either funny stuff or pictures of kittens. For fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, stuff, whatever. But I just can't be arsed with it. It's like, get it away from me. I don't give a flying fuck. If I cared any less, I'd be fucking dead. You know, it's like, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there. And I'm like, no, it's in here, it's in here, it's in here, it's in here, it's in here. Can you feel it yet? And it's something a friend said to me the other day, and I was profoundly grateful for him saying that to me. Because every now and then we need somebody else, a fellow soul traveller, to hold a mirror up to us and show us that, no, you're not dirty, bad, sinful, guilty. You don't deserve to be in hell and living on your fucking knees, starving to death. No, you're good and pure and true. And despite all the fucking enormous amounts of trauma that you've sustained in this deprivation chamber, hell realm, you still choose to align yourself with the power of the light. And then you say, oh, but there isn't any light, you know. Evil always wins and there's nothing you can do and you need to focus on the external and you just need to... Wow. But that's what I do. You know, from all the things that I've been through, I have learned compassion. I have learned empathy. I have learned to come back to myself. I have learned to hold on to myself. I have learned that I need myself far more than I need any other motherfucker here. All these people out there going, please tell me I'm pretty and tell me I'm smart and tell me this and tell me that. And it all goes into the hatch, into the hatch, into the black hole and disappears. You know, I'm 54 years old. I used to be a looker back in the day, but I'm not now. In fact, I looked in the mirror the other day and I thought, oh, it's all a bit scary. But I have something here within me. I have forged gold from base metal. I've been busy alchemizing. Some of you will resonate with that. And because of that, and because of the feelings through the trauma, mind control layers and coming up, and yet another veil has been removed, and I can see even more and feel even more the truth of this. And because of that, I know that I will always choose to align myself with the power of the good. I am an emissary of it. I work for it, with it. And even in the synchronicity the other day, I was told that truth and justice benefit from our goodness and our strength and our courage. So if we give up and just believe in the power of evil and espouse that and sit there whining like victims in rage and vengeance, then we're serving evil, we're serving the dark side, you know? Sometimes I get these people, they find my channel and they subscribe and they leave a comment which indicates very clearly where they're at with that. And I'm like, why are you even here? So if you're that sort of person, please unsubscribe. It's ballast. I want my balloon to go higher, so off. God almighty, it's so fucking easy to just choose to be, you know, to choose the dark side. It's like have that conversation, you know, with Darth Vader and look the Emperor in the eye and think, yeah, fuck it, I will just go with that and yeah. Don't fucking give up, people. Whatever you do, do not shut down, do not give up, and keep trusting in the power of the good, which is not some ethereal, invisible power up in the sky or something, in fact, external to you at all. It's truly and honestly the only thing that matters, and it's you. You believe in you. You believe in you look at yourself. First of all, think about where you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 months ago, whatever, and you will see the progress that you've made. You can say, yeah, but it's no tangible, it's not tangible, and we're not getting anywhere because look at it all, it's all fucked. And I'm like, yeah, well, when I first went to counselling many years ago, you know, I was such a fucked up mess at that point in my life. It was appalling. I just quit, you know, a few years of a heroin addiction. That was a cold turkey, which was an absolute, I mean, that's even beyond description. And I knew that I needed to go and see somebody and talk about stuff, you know, which, you know, is what I did. And I learned that the first 2 sessions you feel better because somebody's listening to you and you don't feel so alone and you think, yeah, it's going to be all right. And then all of a sudden, torpedo, man, big time. You think, oh, fuck, you know, but it's just a stick of dynamite that's opened the fucking door that needed opening. And you get what I call the pressure cooker effect. Boom. Yeah. Volcanic. All these people in the world that make these choices, they either go the new agey way and they're all love and light and they think that they can circumvent the truth, right? Like this law of attraction bullshit. I actually believe in a law of attraction, I do, but it's a kind of law of attraction that goes all the way through hell to heal and then creates, attracts, manifests, call it whatever you like, the light reset. But that's a very different fucking story. But this, oh, just change your thoughts. Think happy thoughts and then everything, then you will have your big house and you will look like fucking Barbie. Yeah? No. We know the truth because we feel it, we have been feeling it in a big way. The fear as well, it wasn't just the grief, but it was the fear, this overwhelming sense. When there's stuff going on in your life that directly threatens your survival, when you know that you are a target, because most of us are soul travelers, man. The Matrix knows us, man. It knows who we are and where we are, and it don't like us one bit at all because, you know, somebody posted this on Facebook. It said, I fuck things up, and I thought, yeah, that's it. That's your soul traveler. I have come to fuck things up. You know, it knows this. So why do you think that from the fucking get-go it has fucked with us in every imaginable way? And why do you think you're sat there listening, watching this video and remembering, going through your internal, you know, wow, your catacomb, and the fear that, oh, I'm not safe, they're going to come for me. They're going to do this to me, they're going to do that to me. I can't relax, I can't even fucking breathe. I forget to breathe. Trauma breathing. Expecting the next catastrophic disaster, the great big black hand coming out of the sky, and yeah. That's what I've been feeling, man. The terror, I wouldn't call it, it's way beyond anything I'd call fear, it's terror. Yeah. Where, you know, your body is petrified. It's like, oh, like you're made of a kind of somewhat pliable stone. Oh, and then you get these weird pains, you know, under your shoulder blades, in your heart chakra. You know, oh god, it's physical. I keep telling people, trauma is very physical, this whole thing. I don't differentiate, mind you, between the physical and the spiritual. Everything is electromagnetic. As far as I'm concerned, it's just an illusion, but it's a very pernicious, punitive illusion. And, wow, yeah, it's just been like, wow. But when it gets this intense, this is the most intense it's been ever since, well, 13 years back when I had a breakdown. That was like, and that was beyond anything I've ever known. But it's like, yeah, okay. And that voice in my head, because the Maverick effect tells me that a massive game changer is arising, is coming soon. At least for me, in my experience. And if that is so, then it will also affect others, because soul travelers are all somehow connected. Regardless of where we are, it will have a bearing on all of us. Kind of starting toward the end of this month, something will begin to shift. But the way it works is that it's not like, oh, it happened on that day at that hour. It happens very, very gradually. And it's only kind of after the fact, months later, that you look back and go, well, yeah. I did a video last year called The Tipping Point. And that is exactly what happened. I was told the tipping point was every fucking where. And it was like, something is going to shift. And it did, in a big way for me. Within my consciousness, my ability to understand, to see, to feel, to heal, to know myself intrinsically as an infinite being that is good and pure and true, and to take my focus off far more than before of the external shenanigans of the dark side, to start setting much better boundaries and say no and no and no and fuck you and fuck off and bullshit. Seeing, understanding, behaving in ways that were profoundly to my benefit, that I wasn't seeing, doing, behaving before tipping point. It did happen. And the Maverick effect is talking very, very much to me now. It says it's almost dawn, and it's telling me it's at a new level. Pineal gland. And to me, the pineal gland is a symbol of the projector in the cinema, and it's Dolby surround sound business. Reality, after all, is all around us, right? The body, in fact, itself is part of the matrix, you know. It isn't your body, really. It's whatever, but it's at a whole new level, and then that reverberates everywhere, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, you know, it's everywhere. So yeah, something is going on. Of course, voice there saying, oh, it's all bullshit, it's a carol on the stick, it ain't going anywhere, and blah, you shouldn't trust the synchronicity because it's always leading you astray. But actually that's complete garbage, because I think about it and I write it all down, you know. I keep a fucking track record of it just in fucking case. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not sure I can trust this. I'm gonna write it all down, motherfucker. And it's like, oh, that and that and that and that, and then yeah, and I see how it's like a strand of thread that's being knitted into a really nice dress. Does that even make any sense? You know what I mean. It all connects and it all works out, and it's many times like, you know, it says this is going to happen, it happens, that's going to happen, it happens, it goes, this is where you're going to go, and I go there, and it works out. We do get what I call dark synchronicity, where you're being told something and you think, ooh, and then it's like, or we get synchronicity, we think it means this when in fact it means something else. Happens as well. There's always infiltration. It's not an easy thing at all, but the more inner work you do, the more you heal, the more you feel, the more you will heal, the more you will see and get it and understand. It's hard to be a soul traveler. You know, you're going to be feeling very alone and isolated. You're not going to be supported by the people around you. They're going to think you're a fucking nutter, you know, that's it, simple. Oh, but you know, it is what it is, guys. We are courageous. There are people here, soul people, that are not ready for that sort of thing. Not at all. They're going to be doing this whole duality, extreme duality thing for as long as they're going to want to do it, you know, perhaps. But a soul traveler, this is exit now. We don't want to be doing this anymore. And so we have to clear it up. We have to, what's the word, what's the terminology? Because that is what you do at the end of it. It has had merit. You will sift through it, work through it. You will excavate all the trauma. You will alchemize it, transmute it. You will feel and understand completely intrinsically what it is. Yes, it's a goddamn putrid abomination. In the sheer fact that evil simply attacks all that is good and pure and true and kills it, stone dead, again and again and again. And then it comes back to life again and again and again. You know? It's evil is a jealous thing. Evil is jealous because it's a case of mistaken identity, I think, guys, you know. It's a case of mistaken identity. The lost child. This, I hate myself because I've been abandoned, I've been rejected. Something. It's a very strange thing, and I'm still working on that. Because yes, I understand the people are there thinking, yeah, but if there's light and if there's goodness, and how come this? How come this? Doesn't make sense, doesn't make sense, doesn't make sense. And it will never make sense to the Fibonacci mind people, you know. It will never make sense to the left brain paradigm, because that's just trauma-based mind control, tunnel vision. Evil, there is the existence of evil means there is no light. Well, now that's just not logical. It's always been a temporary state of affairs, and this is our exit strategy. I feel with all my being that stuff is going to happen, as indeed it has. These last 2 years, a lot has happened, a lot has been revealed. Couldn't be more clear now. I have learned a hell of a lot from it. It was always meant to happen. The Matrix now is like, you know, like a shopping centre, like a strip mall that you have in America that was built in, like, I don't know, 1983, and then just left, like in Stranger Things, you know. It's in the upside down world. It's like that. It's a dirty, mouldy, disgusting old strip mall with fucking broken walls and windows, and it's got fucking, you know, what you call it, cement cancer, and it's just all bloody horrible, and it's like, ooh, get away from me. You know, it's got all these mannequins in it, you know, the NPCs, and they're all like that. That is what it is. I mean, evil can't even hide itself anymore and pretend it is good. You see, it used to be able to do that very, very well. Evil was always very, very good at pretending that it was shiny and good and beautiful. Remember the Coca-Cola ad from the 70s, you know? I want to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Yeah. See, that was evil back in the day. Evil now is, I don't know, what the fuck, you know, it's Joe Biden. Evil's got dementia. Yeah. It's forgotten to hide itself. It's now obvious, and to me, that's always a sign of game over. But you know, it's up to each and every one of us to choose on a daily fucking basis, sometimes several times a day, where do you want to put your line, what do you align yourself with? Do you choose to believe that evil always wins and that you're, you know, there, and sit with that, believe that? This is what I call the passive aggressive element. That is self-hate. That's what it is. No good will come of that. That can't go anywhere. It can't grow. That's death. Or do you take a leap of faith and say, I'm going to align myself with the power of the good, because when I stop and really think about it, I know that I, despite having been through absolute hell and living hell right now even, I am good and pure and true. So knowing that and seeing what I have gained from this so far, this quest, I'm going to keep aligning myself with the power of the good. You know? And that is a choice. That is a massive choice. That is a massive commitment. But I will always make that commitment. Always. It's very confusing being here. It is meant to confuse. You know, they muddy the waters to make them seem deep. They do it on purpose. So you know. The whole notion that evil always wins and there's nothing you can do, everything that's good and pure and true will die and wither and be murdered and destroyed. But another thing I find is you must hold your center. You will hear and see stories of just the most horrific evil depravity every day. But the only thing that really matters, and the only thing that's pertinent in your experience that you can really work with, Clay, is your experiences, yours. That's what's tangible to you, and that's what's for you to alchemize, to transmute and turn into gold, so that it becomes your benefit rather than your demise, you get? Other people's experiences are theirs, and often enough the Matrix will present you with images all around you, dead animals on the roadside, all kinds of horrors, to traumatize the fuck out of you, because it wants you back on your knees, back on your fucking knees. It grabs you by the neck, shoves your head right back down in that toilet. It's like being bullied in school, you know. It's like that. You need to be afraid. You need to be in a state of grief that comes from that place of, all around me I see that which I love defiled, destroyed and murdered, and there is nothing I can do, and that will be the case forever and ever and ever. You know, this sense that it's so fucking horrific, I wish I didn't exist at all. I've had these thoughts myself, where you think, I wish I didn't exist at all, and it's never going to end, and evil always wins, but it's very self-indulgent in a sense. If you really stop and think about these thoughts that you get, these nuances that you experience in your emotions as well, and if you really watch, really sit with that, allow it to be. You can't make it go away anyway, so it's going to be, right? Don't let it go either. It's there. It's not going anywhere until you acknowledge it, hear it, see it, sit with it, and say to you, that part of you, your passive-aggressive element, say, have a conversation with it, with that part of you. And you will understand, and that part of you will also understand. You will come to a kind of agreement where you see that that will not benefit me. Believing in the power of the dark side and turning my back to the light will not serve any purpose other than the dark side. You know, we all do it. We've all been there. It happens. A couple of days back, whoa, 2 days in a row I was there. It was like, yeah, that's it. You know, and I couldn't shift it. And so I had to sit with it. I had to be with it. I had to acknowledge it. I had to talk to myself. I had to say, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I understand that you feel that way. You've been through unspeakable torment here. You see it now. See, this is the thing about your shadow self. It's very wise in many, many ways. You've got to understand that. We're taught like, oh, it's your shadow side, it's bad. You know, no, it's not bad. It's a deeply wounded being. I suppose you could say it's more than one. It's, you know, because we're all schizophrenic as fuck. Multiple personality disorder, you know, exists on the external for a reason. You know, it's you got to sit with it and you got to listen to it, because that part of you knows beyond any doubt that this is wrong. It knows this. Why do you think it feels all that rage and all that hatred? Why do you think it wants all that vengeance? It knows all this is wrong. There is pure fucking platinum in our shadow self, guys. And once we heal our shadow more and more and more, you incorporate that back into your being, and it becomes your power. It's your magic shrouded in the filth of trauma. That is what it is. This is why trauma self, shadow work, which is one of these external things like light seeds or star seeds and light workers and twin flames and shadow work, and okay, I to be honest, really don't know what else to call it. I don't know, the sacred word, call it that. But it's so important, because you're not just healing it and then, oh, it's just healed and that's it and everything stays the same. No, you're gaining back your magic. Your magic has been taken away from you and separated from you, and it's become this abused, distorted Auschwitz inmate type thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, you terrify yourself. You think it's demonic, you think it's evil, but it's you. The minute you start to understand this and love yourself and listen to your wounded self, the better it is, and yeah, it will say, you've always went and look what's fucking happening, I'm fucking and rant and rage and hate and victimhood and hating others, you know, the judgment and the hatred and the conflict mindedness, the agitation, oh you fucker, you know, all of that is all part of the course, and it's all, you know, you look around you, right? You see what it is now. Oh, there's no way in hell that any of this would be happening if there was no light, if evil was getting more and more powerful, because evil doesn't want people to see it. It doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to be understood and seen and I see it now, I see. It doesn't want that at all. Yeah. When you heal, all your darkness will lie exposed more and more and more and more and more. That is what healing is. And you work through it. You plunge in and you work through it. You listen, you see, and you love yourself back. And then, after these major purges, healings, transmutations, alchemizations, you reach a slightly higher level, where you get it even more. You understand even more. Mystical revelation. You have, oh, I understand how that works. Now, yeah, oh right, you start to set way better boundaries. You start to be able to see people for what they really are. You start to understand, oh, I don't want to put, no, why the fuck have I been putting up with that my whole life? No. You become more and more sovereign. Bit by bit, you become more and more sovereign, more and more self-aware, more and more aware of everything. which then enables you to go even deeper in there, to excavate even more trauma. And yes, it does get darker, it gets harder and it gets darker. The truth has to be excavated this way, all the way. And the truth lies in our shadow. You know, there's that wonderful saying, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. And it is true. It is true. And the way to do this is through our emotions, through our feeling capacity. Feel, cry, rage, rant, shake, collapse in a heap and lie there. And lie there and be aware of this onslaught of distractionary garbage. Because it doesn't want us to do that. You know? And do it anyway. And it will say, oh, it won't make any difference, doesn't matter what you do, it won't make any difference. You'll lose, you always lose, you always lose, you always lose. And you do it anyway. You know? Soul travelers have tremendous courage, tremendous dogged fucking courage, you know. We are the Messiah, you know, as an archetype, you see, because we take upon ourselves, as it were, this is why our lives have been the way they were, we take upon ourselves the sins of this fucking world, man, meaning that we have to get it all. This is the only fucking way. Do you understand? If you had a pretty nice life and, you know, there would not be any impetus for you to truly, intrinsically, completely understand this. But you understand it because you have lived it yourself. You have taken it within yourself. It's like in June, when, you know, when Paul Atreides, they go into the desert, you know, because House Harkonnen has, you know, and they're dropped off into the desert and they're abandoned in the desert because the Baron thinks they're gonna die there and game over, you know. But hey, fat fuck, evil's always wrong. And they get rescued, you know, by the blue-eyed people. And his mother, she becomes their holy woman and she has to drink the waters of life, which is pure poison. But because she has the power of the Bene Gesserit witch, she can drink that water, take it within her, and then change the waters of life. That is a very good, in my humble opinion, a very good analogy of what we here are doing, the soul travelers. We came here as powerful fucking beings to take in this world, this poison, this evil. We took it into ourselves, which often why we have perhaps maybe a dark side. It's our knowledge of evil, somehow our ability to intrinsically understand evil, really sense it, sniff it out, know it. It's like you know, you get these movies where you have this you know, this fucking, I don't know, some fucking serial killer, you know, and then you have the detective that hunts the serial killer, he's always a bit of a broken, fucked up character, but he has this innate sense of evil, and he's the man for the job. That's your soul traveler, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we have taken into us the waters of life, the poison that directly threatens that which is good and pure and true, the waters of life. And we transmute it. Now, I trust that, I have faith in that, and I walk that path, and I will always do that. I will never give up. It's not in my nature, I can't give up. Even though there's been many a times where I thought, a couple of days back, yesterday, I thought, that's it, I'm done, I can't do anymore, I'm finished, I'm going to give up, I'm just going to call it a day. And it was like, nah, I can't, fuck it. Because I still believe that the light is winning, not will win, no, it is winning. And I actually believe that the light reset has already begun, probably quite some time ago. Because that is why everything is falling apart. That's why strip mall, Earth, Matrix, whatever, is rotting away. Boom, it's like, yeah, you know. So you choose, you make your choice. You take a leap of faith and align yourself with the power of the good. Or you just shut down and just believe in the power of the dark side and just do that. For some they will do that for a bit and then realize, oh, what the fuck am I doing? And whoops, come back into the light. Who knows? Each to their own. And it's, you know, it's not for me to judge. I think that's it for today, guys. Oh, yeah. A whole new level. Pineal gland. How do we create? How do we create? Where's our magic? What do we do with it? Something along those lines. I think we're heading into much fertile territory. Because some of us really, you know, we've reached that point. And I know, I can feel you, I can feel people out there, oh, it's never gonna end, and you feel, some of you are probably feeling total fucking despair. So, if you feel that way, don't despair if you feel total despair. Sit with it. Just let it be. It will pass. You will find your inner power, your inner light again, your love. It's there. You are good and pure and true. And true well-being is yours by right. And you will remember that again. You will see it, you will know it, and you will feel it. Feeling, you see. All my love to all of you.